Hello to all of you and very best wishes. As we talk about Lesson 77, I am entitled to miracles. Now, before we go any further, it would be good to know what miracles are. Bill Thetford once commented that it was very strange that nowhere in A Course in Miracles is there a one-sentence definition of what a miracle is, which seems almost impossible, but that's so. Now, he used to say miracles are those shifts in our perception, our shifts in the way of seeing things, our shifts in what we want that allow us to be aware of love's presence. Remember, we've talked about the fact that grievances and judgments in our normal way of thinking block those. So miracles would be those changes of mind, our changes of purpose that allow us to be very certain that love is what we are. It's always present. End of story. And then it begins by saying, of course you're entitled to this loving outlook on life because love is what you are. You will receive them. You will offer them, because this is just simply a statement that you are the process, shall we say, of giving and receiving love. How could you not be entitled to giving and receiving love when that's what you are? So then it just makes the statement that this is very simple because this is really what your identity is, and this is what we're celebrating, your identity. It then goes on to make clear that our claim to miracles doesn't have anything to do with your illusions about yourself. It doesn't have anything to do with your ego, your self-concept, the fact that you're a smart person or have the right parents or have climbed mountains. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It also has nothing to do with magical powers, which is all the things that you accomplish and do all by yourself, as if all by yourself were even possible. And it doesn't have anything to do with any of these rituals or the laws that we talked about yesterday that you've made up for yourself. It has only to do with what's true about you. It says it's inherent. Inherent means it's just built into what you are. Implicit in what God or Creator is, which is just like an understood. In fact, inherent and implicit are very similar. Then it says it's insured and guaranteed. It's promised by the laws of God. It's promised because this is what you are. So now today, to claim these miracles means I've just got to pay attention to the truth of what I am. And we've been promised, we've been assured that this experience of love is available to us. It's where we are. It's what we are. It's as if gifts are piled up all around us, and all we're asked to do is pick up the gifts and open them. So it promises us this is not something you do to make yourself entitled to miracles. Just what you are makes you entitled. And it says, please do not be content with anything less than being able to experience the love that's everywhere. So then it begins our longer practice periods, the usual 15 minutes, by being confident with the idea that you're entitled to miracles. You're just to close your eyes and remind yourself you're not really asking for anything. This is more like a statement of what you really are. And they can't be taken from one and given to another. It's not like your quantity of love decreases because someone else has it also. They do not obey the so-called laws of this world, because the so-called laws of this world say, if I give you something, I don't have it anymore. The laws of the world are based mightily on the idea that what you give, you lose. And absolutely the laws of God are what you give increases. So then rest quietly with the assurance that your request is granted. when it says you've asked for the salvation of the world, this doesn't really mean you're asking like, I don't have this. This is more a statement that you are home. You're asking that the will of God be done. Well, you're not really asking that the will of God be done, because that's say, I want to ask about my identity being love. This isn't an asking for something that's not true or not here. You're just stating a fact about yourself. Well, how can your request, quote unquote, not be answered when what you're asking for is basically, I just want what's true about myself to be true? Pretty silly. So because of this, there's no room for doubt or uncertainty. We're just asking that what's true about us be made known to us. We're not asking for something that's absent. And in the shorter practice periods today, we're just asked to remind ourselves, of course, I'm entitled to miracles. A miracle is what I am. I am an expression of love. It's my right to be aware that I'm an expression of love. And then in this last little paragraph, be sure you think of this whenever a situation arises wherein they are called for, and you'll know what that means. That means grievances have gotten a grip again in your mind. That means that judgment somehow has reared its head. And then, since you're not relying on your ego mind to somehow invent this miracle, you just remember you're fully entitled to the love that's there when you decide to pay attention to it instead of the grievances. So at the very end, remind yourself this way: I will not trade miracles for grievances. I will not trade my ability to experience love for a darkened, frightened mind instead. That's not a good idea. I want only what belongs to me. Only a loving experience is what belongs to me. And God or love has established this experience of love as my right. The ability to experience love is omnipresent, now present tense, because it's built in to my very being. Have a wonderful practice today, reminding yourself that you already are everything you're looking for. Goodbye for now.